Hi, this is Brian. Scrapyard Armory on the Game Crafter chat. Just coming to you with a little example custom large custom punch-out that I had made at the Game Crafter. This was just something I did to mess around to learn the process of making them. Making the SVG cut valves was definitely new to me. I was new to Inkscape and had to learn a couple tricks in order to get this all to work. So I started off with a couple, just some flat shapes. These little planets look gorgeous. Some blood droplets maybe for wounds for a skirmish game. Some gears for, I don't know, some steampunk game, I don't even know. Some flags maybe for a pirate game. Let's take a look at these gears. These are really neat. The gears and the flags and the droplets are all from Fairway 3's cutout library. So you can get these and just drop them into your punch-outs if you wanted to make the same thing. For skirmish games, here's a little concrete barricade, just slots together, and you can hide behind that for some cover for your skirmish games. I have this little radar dish here for a Battletech game, probably like a hyperpulse generator for those of you who play Battletech. The little thing just comes right off, you wiggle. So that's how I made that, just a little cross there, right? And the satellite dish part, it's just a simple gradient. And it just goes on, and once it gets to the end, it just snugs down. Simple as that. The fire I'm really happy with. These just look super cool. Just a little slotted thing. They stand right up, and you can set your buildings on fire, do whatever you want. I'm really happy the way these came out. They look really good. Just a simple gradient in Inkscape. And probably the coolest part is the constructible buildings. I had a couple of these, 2 different sizes done with a couple different textures. I'm going to take one of these apart. This is how it looks, kind of taken apart. Just folds in and comes together with a little roof. So definitely learned a little bit on using the hinges. You'll see it kind of tries to bow out a little bit, especially more with the smaller ones. The larger buildings, the taller ones, don't have as much of a problem. This one just it does try to bow out a little bit, but not as much as the smaller ones. I also used a smaller hinge on these. That's another little lesson learned. You see if you look at the joint, it's smaller on the large ones. I probably should have done that for the small ones, but this is learning for me. Getting used to how I can put these together. This one right here, I actually was one of the smaller ones. I just tacked it down with some super glue, and that is done. You can take a Battletech miniature. This is a big beefy rifleman. No problems, even on the ones that aren't glued down. It's good. Very solid, except for this one. One of the other things I learned is that if you look at my roofs, I had to actually take a little nick out of the corners because it wasn't perfectly, the perfectly sharp corners didn't really fit in with the hinges. You have to kind of account for that. So I'll do that on them the next time I do something. One other type of buildings, I wanted to make one that did not have a hinge, and so that's this one. I haven't glued this down. So this is the understanding that something like this would need to be super glued in place in order for it to not fall apart like it's doing right now. But let's just let it go. This is the way each side of the building looks, with a little, and they just come together. And I really like how seamless they look when it is put together. I'll try to put it together here. We'll see if it works. Takes a little bit of a and of course it's much harder with the camera in front of you. So there, and there. I love how seamless it looks. It just looks, if I can grab it without it disintegrating. Assuming that I just tack this down with a little super glue on the corners and on the sides, it's going to look really neat. I kind of like it. I might do this for a future. And it doesn't have that kind of bowing because you're not splitting a face of the building. All credit to Ellis, my friend Ellis, for giving me that suggestion. I wouldn't have done this if it wasn't for him bugging me. So, thanks, Ellis. It's actually a good job. Alright, if you have any questions, feel free to see me in the Game Crafter chat. I'm usually around. I really like the Punchouts, and look forward to what I can do for them with them later on. See ya.